Hey guys, what's up?
That was interesting.
Yeah, Suddenlink decided to drop me at 250, and well, I'm back.
But the original point that I was going to say was that there better be a check delivered because otherwise it's not going to happen. Um,
Speaking of checks, I'll be back in a second.
I mean that's why Marvel vs. Capcom 2 got put on the 360 and the PS3 because they saw money in it.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to see money in arcade ports of games that are already on the PlayStation One and PSP. I don't
yeah,
see them. I don't see them putting money into it. I mean, I could. I mean, if they wanted, I haven't played Street Fighter Alpha Anthology, so I don't know if they updated anything in that. Um, but since those games are already on the PS1, I don't see that coming in as a PlayStation 2 classic. Same thing with Street Fighter Anniversary Collection because one, Hyper Street Fighter 2 was never out here in the States. Well, I'm not even sure if it was in Europe. And plus, we have a better version of that game, which is Super Street Fighter 2 HD, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. And two, the other incentive of getting Street Fighter Anniversary Collection was Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and there's already a better edition of that on PlayStation Network and XBlock. So there's no point in releasing that on PlayStation 2 Classics because the games are already available, or better versions of them are already available.
I'm back. It's close to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the mail still hasn't run.
Okay,
Strange.
it's okay. I mean, it's only 11:52 here. Uh, I mean, the things that I'm pissed off at are why can I not play Capcom Classics Collection Volumes 1 and 2 on my Xbox 360?
They still haven't adapted that?
They've shut down all their emulation stuff. The last emulation thing that they did for old Xbox stuff was the last batch of Sega games, Crazy Taxi 3 and Panzer Dragoon Orta, which I'm sure that includes Shenmue 2 in there somewhere.
yeah.
But
What's annoying me
That's
is
that's bullshit, man.
what annoys me with the 360 is that ever since mine red ringed and we ended up having to send it off and yada yada yada. Ever since then, I've had the most annoying problem with it because I've got a lot of games that are backwards compatible with it. Stuff like Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy in
yeah,
America,
I know what that is. I know what that is.
and stuff like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Uh,
Now, with that being said, I go to put any one of them in, and it says game cannot be started. What? Game cannot start, something like that. Please try re-downloading.
except you can't re-download it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I haven't run into that problem per se. But then again, I haven't really screwed around with old Xbox stuff in a long time. The thing that pisses me off is I can't play Curse of Darkness.
Well, the thing is, I can't actually play any of my original Xbox games in any way, shape, or form at the moment anyway, because of the fact my DVD drive from my original Xbox is gone and gone and broken.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say gone. It's missing.
No, which means I've got to open it up and replace it. But the
Right.
trouble is, I can't replace it without a replacement drive. But the fact I modded my Xbox way before that means that I can play a lot more stuff on it, including, as of latest update to Final Burn Legends, Ketsui Kizuna Jigoku Tachi Arrange ROMs. Yeah,
Street Fighter
I've
2 animated on. I was KM Lone Mouse Wolf. I'm assuming that I think I know who that is. I didn't mention the movies. I was just mentioning the games in the package. I wasn't mentioning the movies because those were standard as well on the 360, and I wasn't concentrating on those. If I really wanted to mention everything in the collector's edition. I'd also have to mention that statue, and I'd also have that Ryu statue, and I'd also have to mention the 4th degree black belt that comes with it. But yeah, that I'm aware of the Blu-ray releases that are on there, because not only does it include the original Street Fighter 2 animated movie, it also includes, I think, a series, and I think something else in there as well. So, although if it's Street Fighter 2 V, I don't know how in the hell they're going to fit it onto one Blu-ray disc, because that was a 5-6 DVD set on DVD. I should know. I have Street Fighter 2 V. It has not aged well. It's not a very good series, but I like it because I'm a sucker.
You'll
And
probably...
I got it for like $25. So
There's always a possibility it might be a 2-disc set.
well, it's a 2 disc. I think the Blu-ray. I think it's just the one. I think it's just the one movie on one Blu-ray and the series on another. But I don't know if they've compressed any of the footage. I don't know if they just left the footage alone and it's a dual layer Blu-ray disc, or the movie was on the Xbox disc of an anniversary collection on Xbox. Okay. I think it was on the PS2 version as well. I could have sworn it was on the PS2. It might have been. I'm not going to get it out right now and find out because I'm lazy, but
It's too early in the day anyway.
I still need to.
How can you come in here so dark?
It's dark. Oh wait, you're in
England.
We're UK land.
Yes. So it's what, 8 o'clock over there?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I get that controller? Oh yeah, because I thought it would improve things and it didn't.
Well, it's about the same kind of question of why did I jump into that razor blade? You saw that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh. That was a dumb mistake.
I still need to. Shit.
But
I'm avoiding playing Shadow of the Colossus.
have you played any of the Fallout games at all?
The Fallout games. Oh, the Fallout games. I have all of them in some form. Yes.
I remember
you
you
have
talked
all of
about
them.
New Vegas in great detail, so...
I have. Well, let me put it this way. I've played all the canonical stuff. I have not played Tactics. I have not played Brotherhood of Steel. I've played
Oh.
1, 2, 3, and New Vegas.
I wouldn't count number 3 as canon myself, but yeah, that's fair enough.
It's canon. It's canon. It's just that it takes place so far away that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, partially because of the fact it was written by fanboys,
It has
essentially.
Liam Neeson in
Liam Neeson in a standard plot to say, oh, I'm going to be dead soon.
Well, it's better than Captain Picard being in a standard plot and saying, "Oh, I'm dead in the first 5 minutes."
Good point. I can't disagree with that
At least,
argument.
at least
a
Liam
better
Neeson
bit
was
of
stuck
writing
around
than
for half of the game.
Yeah, it's just sort of... I like New Vegas a lot more than 3 because of the fact that New Vegas remains somewhat faithful to the actual core of the series in terms of its RPG mechanics and its writing.
Well, here's the thing. New Vegas New Vegas for the first thing was taken by Obsidian, and Obsidian does a lot of good writing in terms of stuff. They're not necessarily good at, say, game engines. Not only proven by Fallout New Vegas, but also proven by Star
Neverwinter
Wars Knights
Nights
of the Old Republic 2
and
And
Neverwinter
Alpha
Nights.
Protocol.
and Alpha Protocol, but they're
Yeah,
they're good
familiar
at
with that.
writing.
And I'm also familiar with the fact that the head writer on New Vegas was Chris Avallone, who also did the writing for Fallout 2.
Well, the other thing that I was going to mention was that, and I don't know if you follow development of Fallout. to the degree of things getting canceled and whatnot. But a lot of the ideas that showed up in New Vegas and eventually in DLC form as well with Honest Hearts and a couple of other things were in the original development version of
Yeah, I've
Fallout
seen that
3
version.
known as Van Buren.
Yeah,
And,
I've seen Van Buren.
And so a lot of those things that were adapted worked out really well in the mythos of New Vegas, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of people prefer New Vegas as the actual Fallout 3, and why it is believed, and I have a feeling it's also true, that Fallout 4 is going to take place after New Vegas and not follow up on the events of Fallout 3.
Yeah, because Fallout 3 was more of a happy ending, wasn't it?
Not really.
It was less of a happy ending and more of a sort of, fuck you, we're just going to leave on this victory note with the Brotherhood of Steel.
Well, I mean, I don't mind the Brotherhood of Steel winning if you want to take everything into account. The original ending of Fallout 3 had you die at the end.
Yeah,
but
true.
the water's clean.
Yes, but the radiation that you had to walk through wasn't. So, you know, that I don't mind. It's one of the reasons why I liked the ending in Warhammer 40k Space Marine, because the ending made sense. I just actually love to hear people bitch about the ending of Space Marine, and I said, dude, the ending makes sense. Dude, he got captured and it's possibly getting thrown into something. Do you understand how the Imperium works? No. Then you don't understand why I like the ending.
It kind of helps me to be familiar with the source material. And
Yes.
Out of all of New Vegas's DLC, what's your favourite?
I haven't played all of them, so I can't do that. I personally think that Dead Money can go fuck itself. I don't like the idea of I've never liked stealth.
The color pink is now embedded in my eyes.
And I don't like the idea of, oh shit, I get near statue, color blows up. I'm very messy when I do 3D adventures, and I don't like being that specific. So for me, Dead Money and I don't agree with each other.
I can agree with you to a point on that at the very least, because I'm not a huge fan of Dead Money because of, well, it just feels like it's a, don't get me wrong, it's a good point of fleshing out what happened with Father Elijah.
Yeah, with what happened on the West Coast with the Brotherhood of Steel there, because they and I really like that, because what's interesting about it, particularly on New Vegas, is they mention several things, but it doesn't clear up one thing that Fallout 3 did. And that's one of the reasons. It's one of the reasons why I consider. Did your dog just die? Oh, okay. The dog. Don't bother going after it. Not worth it.
Too late.
Yeah. See. And that was the Enclave. The Enclave was pretty much dead by New Vegas, or not by New Vegas, by New Vegas, and so Fallout 3 cleared up what happened to the Enclave, particularly since that their headquarters really should have been in Washington in the first place. It made sense, whereas you really didn't run into Enclave stuff in New Vegas.
But there again, when it comes to New Vegas, part of it is sort of, part of the area that it takes place in is sort of intermingled with the Fallout 1 and 2 areas.
Right.
And
California, Nevada, Oregon.
Then it brings into question, what about Fallout 2? Because if you remember in Fallout 2...
You blew up the Enclave. You blew up the Enclave.
Essentially, in Fallout 2, in your search for the GEC, and long story short, I can see why they didn't think so much about the Enclave in New Vegas, because, well, they'd already cleared up part of it in Fallout 2 years back, and in Fallout 3, the only reason the Enclave lived on is because of the fact that it was a different area of the country, and thus there's different areas of strife.
Right. That made sense, and I was fine with that. It also and the other thing that I liked about Fallout 3 is that it also cleared up Harold. It's too bad. It's too bad they couldn't get the original voice actor for Harold, but I was a sucker for Harold. I was a sucker for Harold the tree.
I have to agree with Lone Mouse Wolf to a point. Dead Money was good for a money boost if you knew the trick as to how you could trap Father Elijah in the vault and make off with all the money. It takes a lot of doing, and it requires that you have all the DLCs for this, because that way you can max out all of your attributes. You would need a lot of strength, a lot of stealth, and make sure you save that stealth boy.
So in other words, hope and pray that you have the Chinese stealth suit at some point, which I don't think
No,
exists.
you can't take that into Dead Money, can you?
Oh, that's right. There you get stripped in the beginning.
Yes. Yeah, it's left in a locker right next to where you do fall asleep, but you do have a stealth boy that you can save up in the Dead Money campaign, but you have to. It's best that you save your game just beforehand, and you might have to practice this a couple times. But if you're quick enough and you take the long way around with the stealth boy, and you're fast enough, even though you are crouching the whole damn time, you can make off with all the money, all the gold bars, and just everything in that vault, and still trap Father Elijah. It is Father Elijah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because there was two fathers in the game.
Well,
There's
the second
Elijah,
father.
and then there's I'm trying to remember his name now.
McNamara. Okay, there we go. It took me a couple seconds.
Yeah, I think out of the DLC, Old World Blues is my
A lot
favourite.
of people really like old world blues, and I forget what the premise of it was.
The premise is that there's an awesome toaster.
The world will burn in nuclear fire!
Fun fact, that was
realize
Jace Hall, the first guy who got to show us what Duke Nukem Forever looked like.
I got that game for $5.
I borrowed it off my brother.
Sealed.
I know the voice actor who did the toaster. Apparently he does this show in America, which he...
The Jace Hall show.
Yeah, which he... where he tries to do various jobs and ends up getting himself fired. And when he did his rendition of the toaster, they thought it was so good that they actually hired him to do it.
I love the bookshelf maker, mostly because I remember that voice.
Which bookshelf maker?
It's the Disney narrator.
Oh, the shoot that was going on about communism and...
Yeah, that's the Disney guy.
The whole, choked on a paper clip and claimed it was Chinese one and that they tried to assassinate him.
Yeah, Old World Blues is a bit of a departure from the standard Fallout setting, but at the same time it's got a serious conclusion in it, and it is pretty good.
Yeah, made me well up a bit.
Yeah, like I said, I'd have to play them. I have them all, but unfortunately, Steam decided to be an ass to me, and I ended up uninstalling Steam and then reinstalling Steam. But what I didn't know is that it had an unintended side effect of uninstalling every game that I had installed through Steam.
Really?
Yep.
That really blows.
Well, at the same time, for me, it kind of worked out because I really wasn't playing most of those games anyway. So I mean, Yeah, I might have to start over in Fallout New Vegas, but I wouldn't mind starting over in Fallout New
It would have
Vegas.
synced it up to the cloud, wouldn't it?
I don't know whether
I don't know if Fallout 3 uses the cloud, uses Steam Cloud. There are certain games that use Steam Cloud. Not everyone does.
Yeah.
Portal 2 does, I know. All the Valve games do. A lot of the indie games do.
PopCap do.
Huh?
Aren't all of your save
PopCap.
files backed up in the Windows profile?
It depends on the game. Some of them do that. Some of them don't.
Ugh.
Like I think maybe Fable 3, but I'm not sure because I haven't reinstalled Fable 3 to find out. Yes, I
why
have
would
Fable
you
3.
install Fable 3 in the first place?
You mean install Fable 3?
Well,
Because I got it for $25, including all the DLC,
Oh, wow.
and it isn't. Honestly, the reason why I can play any of the Fable series in the first place is because anytime Peter Molyneux opens his mouth, I don't listen.
Well, when he opened his gob at this year's E3, all I heard was bullshit, 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 and there's bullshit, 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 bullshit.
Oh,
I
duh,
couldn't.
that's what he's good at.
Yeah, that's all I could hear coming out of his mouth.
He's
yo,
thank
Doc, we heard you like bullshit, so we put bullshit in your mouth so you can spew shit while you spew shit.
he's very good at talking. He's very good at coming up with ideas. He's not very good at implementing them.
Okay.
If he
That's
doesn't,
a sad thing.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing with Milo, I'm kind of glad got canned because that was kind of creepy.
Milo, the Kinect Tech demo thing.
The Kinect Tech demo where the guy was talking to you.
All right.
Wasn't it a kid?
Yeah, it was a kid that was talking to you, and it was really, really creepy. Let's explore your pedophile.
And you're interfering with Connectimals.
Yeah. God. Gosh, but like with Black and White, I like Black and White. I didn't play Black and White 2, but I like Black and White. What some of which I played. When I played the original Fable, I kind of forgot half of what they were going to implement, and that's why I enjoyed the original Fable as a hack and slasher.
I didn't know what there were. I didn't know what the plans were for it, other than the more evil you are, the more scars and shit you had, and that was about it. That's all I knew about it. And I didn't know about all. I had a feeling that it's unfinished from some bits and pieces, but it didn't really bother me. But the second one, I had some idea what he was supposed to be putting into it, and I managed to get over the control problems. But in the third one, it was just a load of bullshit. And when I finished Dragon Age 2, I was like, you know what? I feel like playing on Fable 3. I haven't played that in a long while. Open it 360, play on it. Fucking hell, how the hell was I able to play this game with bad controls? And I thought Dragon Age 2 was bad.
Well, here's the thing. Fable 1 was, and by the way, Fable 3 still hasn't done what Fable 1 was supposed to include, which was time passage in terms of years and you being able to play as your progeny if the first character died.
Cool.
That was, you were supposed to be able to see trees grow. You were supposed to be able to see villages prosper, things like that. I still remember going through the first Fable game, slaughtering everybody. Or did I do that in 2? Did I do that in 1 or 2? I think I did it. No, I did it in 2. I slaughtered everyone. I think. Was it 1 or 2? No, it was 1. I did it in 1. I slaughtered everyone, and then came back 3 days later. No one knew what I was doing, and I had all this money, so I bought all the real estate.
Oh, I've done that.
Because the entire premise of Fable, is built around the real estate system in order to keep the money up.
Yeah.
I must have probably $1 billion saved up now in Fable 2 because I've left it alone for
There's
so
a
long.
limit, unfortunately. It stops at a certain point, unfortunately.
Oh, fuck
So
you, game.
you'll only get like $1 million out of it afterwards. Because I've left it alone for a long time myself, and I'd only get the same amount as I did if I'd left it alone for 4 or 5 days. So yeah, sorry. There's a limit to that. But you get like $1.6 million or something out of it, which I then immediately transfer to my character for Fable 2 pub games.
With the first Fable, did you actually play the original one and then Lost Chapters, or did you just play Lost Chapters?
I only played the original. I've never played Lost Chapters.
Same here.
Oh, there, you know how there were some areas and some doors and some bits that were sort of, wait a minute, this
Yeah.
seems like it should have been used.
Yeah. Lost Chapters fixes a couple of those.
Fix a couple of them?
I'm sure it fixed all of them, but
Fix the whole buttload of them.
Yeah, like I said, I never played Lost Chapters. If I'm going to get Lost Chapters, I'm probably going to get it over Steam.
Fair enough.
But when I went on to Fable 2, the only thing that disappointed me was that it was nowhere near as epic. The first game, all the way up through Jack, it felt like there was a final boss. When you play a hack and slasher, you expect a final boss, particularly with the Fables, particularly with something like a hack and slasher and the Jack of Blades was
Jack's back.
in Lost Chapters, or
Yeah, in Lost Chapters. That's
I was
all I'm
about
going
to
to
say
say.
because I never ran into him in 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, you do kill him off in Lost Chapters. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, that's what I figured. I figured that because
The trouble is, it's a massive pain.
Yeah. But with Fable 2, it's just like, okay, I killed the guy that tried to kill me in one gunshot, and if you don't do it, Reaver does it. Okay. And then 3 was kind of the same thing in terms of an epic boss fight. You didn't get one. Well, you sort of got one, I guess. But because you had to kill your best friend at the end. But it really didn't do anything because I was able to shit because you needed a certain amount in the treasury, and once you have the real estate system in place, even if you're not a bastard, you can earn that money real quick. It is so easy to earn money in that game.
Oh yeah, and John, when I asked Mr. Glove if 50 Shades of Grey is an accident waiting to happen, and he agreed, it starts.
Oh,
Dad,
God!
what books did your mum order? Me, the 50 Shade trilogy. Dad, goofy smile. Mum, yeah, I'll be jumping your bones then. Mum, too much information.
Evidently, someone up in the sky did not like that remark because I'm hearing thunderclouds above me. Not that I'm going anywhere. Just thought I'd point that out.
There you go.
The wrath of many fans. But yeah, upon my research, I'm going to be writing an opinion piece. Got most of it sorted. I just need to ask my contact some certain questions for him to answer.
That's okay. I still need to finish off Shadow of the Colossus.
It's just a matter of plucking up courage to ask them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so because this is a guy who's in the BDSM community, and while I was in a general conversation with him and a few other people talking, and I figured, I might as well do an official interview another time. But we had some very interesting conversations, and he said one part in the book made him slam the bloody book down, not because he was reading it for curiosity, because a few of his mates had been pissed off. And the first part that pissed him off and just made him slam the book down and not bother reading it for a few days was a bit about contracts, where he wants her to sign a contract that, in his words exactly, isn't just unrealistic, it's outright illegal. And then when she's like, oh no, I don't want to, he just throws up the contracts if he's looking, okay, it doesn't matter, then they just do stuff anyway. That made him rage pretty bad, because in that community they have the contracts not just to protect themselves, but they're submissives as well.
I'm sure.
Sort of thing. And they don't do that sort of unrealistic
The contracts themselves aren't anywhere near that
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, once he was calmed down, went back to reading it. Spoiler alert, he ended up throwing the book in the bin and going for a very, very long walk after this to calm down. But apparently Mr. Gray's dark secret is that his stepmom was a sadistic dominatrix who abused him. And that's why he's so fucked up and is doing it to everyone else. That isn't how it works. And that fucked him off so bad.
This
Like,
is
you know
why
what?
I play.
See
This
what-
is why I'm more into mixed martial arts. I'd rather be people. I
He
need to
also
start
said,
doing
in his
jitsu.
opinion, if women are getting hot over this stuff, then they should just go back to their Mills and Boone.
I do have to say, I want that Gilbert Gottfried audiobook.
Me as well.
I'm sure he'll make plenty of money.
Even if they wanted 50 quid for it, I'd fucking buy it. And purely through giving a friend of mine the link to it, she said, "You've just spoiled Disney for me now, forever." So, and Aladdin
Why
was
am
my
I
favorite.
procrastinating again? Oh yeah, I'm procrastinating because I don't want to play the game. But that's
She was like, Aladdin was my favorite Disney film, and now I can never watch it again.
That's okay. One reviewer ruined a song for me. I can't listen to it ever again.
You ruined what for you?
Okay, do you watch some of the Tigwatig stuff?
No.
Okay, there's a guy that I followed a while back because he tried to get in on Screw Attack and they didn't let him in because the other guy apparently was better even though he was worse. A guy that went by the moniker of Psychotaku.
All right.
Psycho Taku. Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah,
He's worked with G Warrior, hasn't he?
yeah. I've known of him for a while now. I actually got to meet him a few times. He's been at Fanime around here, and he also lives in an area that I used to live in. He lives in Southern California, so I'm familiar with the Los Angeles area where he lives. And his girlfriend does the whole Lolita cat girl kind of thing. She's
Oh,
into
you
that
mean
stuff.
Psycho Neko?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of her first videos where she kicks Psychotaku out of his or no, he wasn't that he was kicked out. It was that she interrupted his show, even though he usually interrupts Freddy. Was the episode on Pata Pata Paradise.
Oh!
This was a problem for me because I knew about Pata Pata Paradise long before that episode because I had and still have a crazy friend named Charles, who is whiter than I am, and I can say that. I was one of, I myself and a friend of mine named Scott were the first few people that got him into Japanese anime. And because of this, he started, and for some other reasons, he really started getting into Japan in general, the anime, the culture, the language. He was a computer science major, and he decided to switch to Japanese because he had enough experience. He'd been employed in computer science since he was 15, so he didn't need that. He wanted to go into Japanese after a while, which worked out for him in the long run. But as part of it, he modded his PS2, and he got into DDR. And because of this, he started getting into some of the Bimani stuff, and in particular, Pada Pada Paradise. Now, if you're not familiar with Pada Pada Paradise, this requires a huge-ass setup that's very pink and very flowery, because that's the way the laser mounts are built. And, you know, you pass your hands through the lasers to do the thing. What I didn't realize was that Pada Pada was a dance craze in Japan.
Oh, that is awesome.
Now, one of the animes that I'm really into, that I really like, and I still like, is a series called Initial D, which involves kids, and that's the song that's ruined for me, Night of Fire. Night of Fire is actually a very good song. What I didn't know was that this Eurobeat song also had a Pada Pada dance to it, which I saw the video of as part of Psycho Neko, which involved girls that looked 15, they were probably 25.
Well, with that guy, yeah, and hot pants, yeah, and teaching
No, I think I've seen the exact review he's on about.
Oh,
and the fact that the guy in the middle is actually a professional wrestler doing the dance.
That's awesome.
I cannot listen to the song anymore because of that video. She has ruined the song for me. And I told that to her face, and she laughed it off. And I'm like, oh.
Question: your friend, the one who modded his PS2.
Yes.
Did he ever have a Beatmania controller?
No, he never got into Beatmania proper. He only got into the dance stuff. Which kind of sucks, because I would have liked to have seen him play Guitar Freaks. I've played Guitar Freaks on the PS1, for instance, but he never got into Bimani. He never actually got into Beatmania. Never got into Taiko Drum Master, at least until he went over to, or Taiko no Tatsujin, until he went over to Japan.
Taiko no Tatsujin, yeah.
He never got into any of the real the real good rhythm stuff.
I'm guessing you heard of DJ Max before him then.
Well, particularly since it was Korean, yes.
Because
plus he doesn't pay attention to that stuff anymore.
It's only recently I've been able to play DJ Max Trilogy. But
wow, that kind of sucks.
Partially because of the fact it's not that long since it's been cracked. I wasn't going to import it at a high cost.
Right.
Because did you hear about the copy protection on it?
I thought all PSP stuff was region free.
No, DJ Max Trilogy is PC. DJ Max Portable, Portable 2, Classic Y, Black Square, and Portable 3. I played all of them before.
Okay.
And I've in fact got Portable 2 on my PSP still. But Trilogy was the PC one. The trouble is, the PC one had special copy protection on it. Namely, even if you got hold of a pirated copy of the installer and the game data, you couldn't start it because it required a USB dongle.
Oh wow.
It took time before it was cracked. Let's just say that. 2 or 3 years.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Wow, that sucks. I'm just watching his just absolute pain. Just, I can't see! And I'm sure that's what the game actually looks like on the Genesis. I am absolutely sure that's what it looks like on the Genesis. As opposed to you can only partially see in the dark. No, you cannot see in the dark.
Yeah, you kind of need the sound in order to tell whether or not there's ninjas spawning in the dark.
Yeah.
And this spot really, really sucks.
But,
Do you know how retarded our spending cuts are? They've put cutbacks to border agency staff over here. The type that check if you're a criminal or not and all that lovely jazz. They've basically cut them back a lot. And now, as a result, they're going on strike over pay, jobs and other issues, which would be affecting the Olympics.
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of weird stuff about the Olympic stuff for that, like
Security.
I subscribe to Jeremy Clarkson's Twitter. Oh no, the BMX bicycle display has been dropped from the Olympic opening ceremony. I was really looking forward to that. You know, stuff like that. He's silly, and I like that. Let's see here. What other shit has he said recently? Because most of the stuff that he puts on Facebook is related to Top Gear that he can't.
Yeah.
It's too bad that the next series won't start until January.
We stopped watching Top Gear, not because of anything personal, it's just a case of we couldn't be asked to watch it anymore.
Well, let's see here. You have it on BBC Two. You have it on Dave. And yes, I'm aware of your channel called Dave, which I think is absolutely hilarious.
Well, apparently the reason it's called Dave is because everybody knows someone called Dave.
The reason why it's called Dave is because of Red Dwarf. That's why it's called Dave. It's named after Dave Lister. They should have just called the channel Schmeghead. It would have been funnier. Oh gosh.
Smee.
But God, it took me a while to get into that series once I found out about it. But oh gosh, because the first series was great. But I'm trying to find some other shit that Clarkson has said on stuff. I've been overdosing on Top Gear through Netflix over here. We have series 2 through 17. No 18. No 18.
Over here, there's stuff that I would love to see over here from America that will never ever get put over here.
Trust me, no, you won't.
Bullshit.
What would you want to see?
Bullshit.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about. I have a friend who's very into that series. He has a lot of that on DVD already, so I know.
I've watched every single episode of it, even though it's never been released over here. Had to pirate it and all that stuff. Well, what do you expect?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like I want Troll and Remarkable Guide to the Orchestra, the Bill Bailey stuff.
Oh.
And we can't get that here.
Oh, I feel sorry.
It's all Region 2. I have to watch the orchestra thing on YouTube, and I can't watch the entirety of Troll on YouTube at all.
I've over here. We still don't, because the Xbox went and broke. Xbox's DVD drive went and broke on us. We can't watch multi-region DVDs properly at the moment. Which is a slight problem, because there's one series I like that just happens to be Region 1 only, because of the fact they didn't bother publishing the DVDs over here.
Daria.
Yep.
Oh gosh,
I was worried you was going to bring that up.
I don't like Daria. I do not like Daria. You understand where Daria comes from, right?
Uh,
Yes, I do
Yes.
understand where Daria.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Diarrhea,
Yeah.
cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, and I like Beavis and Butthead. I love Beavis and Butthead. I tried watching Daria when it was out way back when MTV was really just starting experimenting with their programs. Yeah, the cat feels the same way. And it was just like, okay, I know that Daria was really trying to get out of where Beavis and Butthead were living, but come on. It was all artsy-fartsy bullshit that I just could not get into.
Well, that's fair enough. That's your opinion.
Yeah, I know. If you like Daria, you like Daria. I just
Yeah.
can't get into it. I really can't get into it.
The
'Cause I
sad
know
thing
they just
about
released a
Beavis and
complete series
Butthead
of it.
is that that it's never going to get a complete release because
Mike Judge doesn't like his early work.
doesn't like some of his early work. Yeah. There's stuff that was cut out of episodes because of the fact it was apparently poor animation.
Huh.
But, you know what? It should have been left in there purely for historical sake. At the very least, it's sort of, if you're going to put out a cult classic film, you don't cut out iconic scenes, or you don't cut out bits that...
Well, they had to in Daria because of copyright problems.
In Daria, what was cut out was the music itself,
Yeah.
unfortunately, which ruined a couple of moments, but...
I think the moment it destroyed the most is the one on when Trent and
Road
that...
Warrior.
Yeah. Hey, this kind of reminds me of that REM video, you know, where everyone's sitting and you can see what everyone's thinking, only you can't.
for those that are not in the know, it is more or less your road trip to a outdoor Woodstock kind of festival thingy.
But
Are you
they end
talking
up...
about Glastonbury?
They end up not
At
going.
the time, Lollapalooza was popular, so they came up with a parody name. I think it was called Alternapalooza.
Yeah.
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 Sounds about right. I remember Lollapalooza.
But, yeah, it's stupid when they cut things out in general, let alone when it's sort of, oh, wait a minute, this is iconic. Oh, what's that? You're going to cut that out of it. That's bullshit. And that applies in general. And because when they change stuff in games as well, it annoys me, because Metal Gear Solid, original on PlayStation, absolutely loved it. It was, and the scene with Sniper Wolf, emotional. It was actually pretty emotional. Twin Snakes comes round, they fucking ruin it.
That's all because Hideo Kojima wanted it to be batshit insane.
The thing is, Twin Snakes is annoying because of the fact that, for example, in the later fight against Metal Gear, when you're targeting it with Stinger missiles and all that stuff, one of the cutscenes in the PlayStation version, you know, more careful, it's sort of, oh crap, I've got to get out of the way. In Twin Snakes, he jumps off of a friggin' rocket, Matrix style.
This is the hind fight, right? The hind fight.
I'm trying to remember which.
I think that was the hind D fight where he's jumping off of the missiles.
Like
Yeah,
at the very top of the radar tower.
Yeah, well, you can blame Kojima for that one because Kojima, they originally rendering that scene as it was, and Kojima said, well, I want this more like Metal Gear Solid 2. I want it more batshit insane with the flips and stuff. So that's why they did that.
And the one thing that stands out in my mind is Liquid saying that he was the inferior one, but here he is doing all these backflips on top of the guardrails, and I'm like, what? Are you shitting me? This is wrestling logic.
This is Kojima logic. Kojima logic doesn't make sense. Kojima logic requires the Metal Gear Solid database after you've beaten Metal Gear Solid 4 to understand how everything works.
He also trolls you.
Well, yeah, I know.
I remember in one of the drinking games, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, Z3, it's like finish your drink every time Kojima trolls you, isn't it?
Yeah.
33, yeah.
Take a shot for every time someone says innovation. Take a shot for this, that, and the other.
But I think the only one was finish your drink is when Kojima trolls you, isn't it?
I can't remember.
Oh, it's like it doesn't. I'm not sure if it's because it doesn't show it anymore. I think it was also finish your drink if you see booth babes. Take 2 shots every time the game footage doesn't sync up with the dancers on stage.
Oh, jeez.
That Star Wars Kinect demonstration.
Oh no, I got a story about a demonstration in E3. I still remember.
I'll demonstrate your demonstration.
Oh, if it's the one I think that I think you're thinking about, yeah, that's worth it. That is a story.
I discussed this on something called. I discussed this on Dialogue Box, and it was about a console called the Phantom. And I remember going there, and I remember sitting on the couch and watching this. And the Phantom's supposed to be a console computer, came with a keyboard and mouse that was supposed to be wireless.
The Phantom was essentially what became the OnLive, right?
No, what the Phantom eventually
OnLive
became
is
was the
concept.
Yeah, what the Phantom eventually became was the keyboard it was trying to shill as a peripheral.
Oi, stop.
I remember sitting down with a friend of mine at E3. They were about to show Unreal Tournament 3 or Unreal Tournament 2004 on there. Big screen, blue screen of death. You're off to a real good start, ain't you?
I think I remember that.
We'll have to come
They're
back.
like, oh, this didn't happen. This didn't happen in rehearsals. We assure you. And you know, I always questioned how could the same guy demonstrate Mass Effect 3 over and over and over, and I've recently discovered why it doesn't bother him so much. Because John's doing game development and he's thinking of going into the Q&A program.
Hey, Rascal.
And I've basically been informed that for 2 weeks straight he'll have to play the same half an hour of a game over and over and over.
And that's why I don't go into game development. You get paid too little for something you're not going to enjoy after a while.
And they said to him he's then got to note down anything that goes wrong at any point in time and anything that he does and stuff like that, then sends it off to the programmers. If they can't fix it, he'll try to. Essentially. And then it's like after I learned that, I was like, oh, so essentially that guy's on auto mode. He's not thinking.
He's on autoplay mode.
Yeah, he's not there.
That's okay. I haven't played any
He's
of
a
the
follower.
Mass Effects except Mass Effect 1, so...
Huh?
I haven't played any of the Mass Effects except Mass Effect 1, so...
In my opinion, it is a good series. And I also have the opinion that if the extended cut that they brought out was the original ending, people wouldn't have thrown a shit fit over it. But then, once again, thanks to John doing this course, a thought occurred to me. that perhaps the ending that we got was just a placeholder, and the extended cut we got was the intention that they were going to put on if it was put back again. But EA decided they wanted the game out, so put the version we got out.
Oh yeah, and apparently the head designer behind the Old Republic has quit.
Why? Because it's not getting enough money.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the whole thing with Mass Effect 3, I think, was just... Now, mind you, this is coming from a person who has never played Mass Effect 2 or 3, so I haven't seen the progression of the series.
Yeah.
I have seen so many people get pissed over little things like an ending. And yes, I understand people want their character to matter. But from what I understood, at least in terms of the, 3 or 4 endings that there were in Mass Effect 3,
Yeah.
at least as it pertains to Shepard, not as it pertains to the side characters. As it pertains to Shepard, Shepard dies in 3 out of the 4, or something like that.
No, Shepard dies in there's only a 4th ending in the extended cut.
Okay, well then 2 of the 3 endings in the original game.
Pretty much in all of them, Shepard dies, but it's only in one of the endings that Shepard died. After it all done, then shows you to some rubble, and then Shepard breathes, so there's the possibility that Shepard's still alive.
Still alive, right, yeah. So I think part of the problem that people had was we're running into Final Fantasy VII Eris syndrome, which is, holy crap, the character I've used for so long has died. Why the hell did I put so much work into it in the first place?
I don't think that's it. I think it's the closure that they're given the time. And while I understand some of the quite a bit of the complaints, because I sat there thinking, what the fuck at the end of it, I wasn't angry, and overly thought like quite a few of them were, but I was I sat there and I was just so disappointed. The stuff that I've played for 5 years, while some of it people are like, oh, it's a shit game. I didn't think it was a shit game at the start. I thought it was very well done, apart from the end, which felt like EA had pulled the Dragon Age 2, which has been found out that was just the alpha version that we got given. They didn't go to beta at all. It wasn't complete. They just threw it out when it hadn't been quality tested yet.
Well, unfortunately, development life cycles, and it's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of Blizzard, despite what some people will say. I don't know if you've seen Celestria talk about her issues with Diablo 3.
It's safe to talk.
Yeah.
No.
I can hear the rage.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, plenty of people have issues with Diablo 3.
Right. I'll explain my position on Diablo 3.
Okay.
Because I haven't played Diablo 3. I'll make this absolutely clear. But I refuse to play Diablo 3. Why? Because of the fact that during my time in Diablo 2, and that was a lot of it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the way I could progress my character in any way. So you could experiment with builds. Like, for example, you wanted to create a necromancer who used bows. Summon your skeletons and then stand back and start firing your bow. Yeah. You know what? It's not something that usually happens, but it's an option.
Yeah.
It's something that you can do. You can experiment, you can mess around.
Yeah.
What got me was when Blizzard decided to remove manual character stat allocation in Diablo 3. This was way before it was released. It was sort of, oh yeah, breaking news. They're removing manual stat allocation. It's like, wait a moment. How am I going to customize my character? And then it got even worse when they said they were going to have item binding. As in, if you pick up a piece of armor and you put it on to wear it, you can't trade it with people. You can sell it for a reduced cost, but you can't trade it with people.
There are ways around it. I've gotten armor from a friend of mine, and I've given armor to him, and he's given armor to me. Yeah, I've given him weapons. He's given me weapons. I have not run into that problem.
But when I heard they were even going to put that in, it's like, wait a minute, won't that fuck up the economy? Because in Diablo 2, one thing I can remember fucking up the economy in the first place was duping. As in an influx of Stone of Jordans.
Yeah.
That I can remember, and fair enough, they want to prevent something on that scale.
Yeah.
But what if you've got a nice bit of armor that, oh, wait a minute, I'm not using this bit of armor anymore, instead I've moved on to this bit of armor. I want to trade it over to my friend. Nope. It's bound to you. You can use it if you want, you can't pass it on to someone else. Oh, you can sell it.
No, that doesn't happen. And I know that for a fact because I've traded armor with people and it doesn't, and you don't have to worry about stuff. Don't worry about that item. What they mean by, I think I understand what you mean by item binding. It's